What's up, guys? It's the Sonic the Hedgehog Retrospective, and we are back with Sonic and Knuckles. Released in 1994 for the Sega Genesis. This is the final Sonic game that was released on the Sega Genesis. Or at least the mainline Sonic games that was released on the Genesis. And it was the last hurrah, the last time we were gonna see the blue blur before he stepped into the next dimension of gaming. And I believe it was because I think the Saturn was coming out and everything like that, so everybody was anticipating a brand new Sonic game for the Saturn and everything like that, and that was on the horizon. But sadly, we never got that, did we, guys? We never got a Sonic game for the Saturn. I mean, technically we got Sonic R and Sonic the Fighters and everything like that, but those weren't mainline Sonic games. Those weren't like the games like these. Those were just these are just random little whatchamacallit games. They're not like, oh, stop hitting me with the mushroom! I usually love mush, but in Sonic, mushrooms are bad. Mushrooms are bad. And again, everybody knows I have a strong love for the mush. It's true. But when you play into Sonic, the mush is your enemy. It's hard for me to accept that, because I love the mush. But yes, in Sonic, the mush is evil. The mush is not your friend. It's kind of saddening to me to say that, but it's true. So Sonic and Knuckles. I think the first thing that anybody will recognize when it comes to this game was how weird the cartridge looked. It had a little flap on it. It had a small little sticker logo on there. It said Sonic and Knuckles, and for some reason it had a little flap on it, and it had a little pin connector on there that you could connect a cartridge to. And you're thinking, well, what the heck is this for? And then they broke it down for you. It's like, if you have a copy of Sonic 3, you can actually put that copy into the cartridge of Sonic and Knuckles, and basically you can play the full game the way it was originally designed to be. So you could actually play the story completely with all the extra added stuff, and even a few new music tracks that they put into the game that weren't in the original version, which is pretty cool. Because at the time, that was really unheard of. Not a lot of people had seen or even thought about trying that with a video game. And I think, in a sense, that's really a good idea. It's it was a good way to extend the life of a game without actually having to do too much different with the game. And just hey, we're just gonna use the assets from the game that we made prior and just find a way to extend it and make it last a little bit longer. Because I don't know what it was with Sega, man. Motherfucker! Oh god, it's the Sonic 3 video all over again. I had them all. I had all the balls. And then they slipped out of my hands. But yeah, Sega was definitely trying things with their console, man. And it's if they could attach something to that console, they would. And they got to the point where it's just we don't have any more room for peripherals, so we're just going to attach games on top of games. And that's what people did. And it worked. I mean, it worked. Sonic and Knuckles was really well received. A lot of people really liked it, myself included. I thought it was awesome. It was one of those games that, I played it so much that the chance I had to get, well, I didn't get one. I actually played one. I played my friend's at the time. He had a Sega Nomad. I don't know if you guys remember what the Nomad is, but it was basically, in a bizarre way to put it, it was the Nintendo Switch before the Nintendo Switch. And by that I mean, not that you could take the controllers off and play it that way, but it was literally a portable Sega Genesis. It was a Sega Genesis with a screen on it that could you actually play your Sega Genesis cartridges on. And it ran off, I think it ran off 4D batteries. And let me just tell you, that thing was awesome. But that thing sucked on battery life. It was terrible. It was terrible. I think you could maybe get, honestly, depending on what game you were playing, you could get a good solid 15 minutes of game time with the Nomad. And that's saying a lot. Because just ooh, like if you were a kid and you're just like, I'm gonna take my Sega Nomad with me and play it on this car trip to Grandma's house, and your grandma lives like 4 hours away, you'll probably play through maybe 15 minutes of your game and it's like, oh crap, I'm out of batteries. And that's what it was with the Sega Nomad. But on a good note, if you weren't playing the Sega Nomad on trips or anything like that, it did come with an AC adapter, so you could actually plug it in to the wall and plug it and play it that way. So, I mean, there was that. And if you wanted to, I mean, it was really, like, if you really think about it, it was pretty innovative. Because you could actually plug in your Genesis controllers into the thing. So, I mean, they thought ahead. They thought ahead. It's like, okay, maybe, because, like, I'll be honest, the buttons on the Nomad, oof, woof. Those were, like, you thought the Genesis controller's buttons were kind of janky? Ooh, try playing the Nomad's buttons. Oh, good God. Those buttons, like, I hate to say that something feels cheap, because the Nomad was not cheap. That was an expensive piece of hardware. But yeah, the buttons on the Nomad felt cheap. They felt plasticky. They felt like if you pressed them too hard that they would break. It did not... Alright, attempt number 5! But yeah, it did not feel like a sturdy piece of hardware. Let's just say that. But people bought into it, man. People bought into it. I mean, I don't really know for sure if the Nomad sold well, but it's just the thought of having that ability to take your games anywhere and play them wherever you want. That in itself was like a crazy idea, because portable gaming was still kind of like a fresh thing that not a lot of people really knew how to perfect it just yet. Oklahoma, where the wind goes sleeping down the plain. I'm really frustrated because I keep getting hit by the red balls. But yeah, I remember very, very clearly playing my friend's Nomad and playing Sonic and Knuckles on it, and it was cool. And I'll say this: the screen itself, it was like a 3-inch screen. So it was basically almost like looking at the screen of like an original iPod and trying to play Sonic and Knuckles on it. But, I mean, again, you take with what you can get, man. And believe me, I took what I can get. And I loved the heck out of it, man. I love the fact that was a possibility. But granted, I say that, and like, I'm not gonna lie, I wanted a Nomad myself. I was like, this is cool. But the thing is, like, I could never find one. Like, I heard about them, I've seen one, I physically played one, but I could never actually find one. Like, I went to toy stores to see if they had one, never saw them. Went to, like convenience store, like, you know, like Walmart and Target and all that stuff to see if they had it. I even went to where I got my Genesis. I went to a Circuit City to see if they had them. They didn't have, oh god, I didn't have any rings! But it's like, yeah, like, I could not find that thing anywhere. But it was a real thing. I remember it. And it's just like, I don't even know. Maybe it was just some off-brand thing that, you know, Sega didn't really want people to buy. But I remember it. And if you guys, like, let me know if you guys remember that. If you guys remember the Sega Nomad. Because I do. And it's just like, it was cool for the idea, but... It was expensive and it felt cheap. That was the thing. I think that was the thing about it that did not sit with me well. It's like, this is a cool idea. It just feels cheap, and the battery life on this thing stinks, because it's like you can't be like, oh yeah, you can play your games anywhere with this thing. And it's like, and the thing wasn't small either. It was not small. It was a big handheld. Like, I think of it like a really, really fat portable DVD player. Because you remember back in the day, like the old portable DVD players, like they were huge. They were huge portable DVD players. That was essentially what a Sega Nomad was. And on top of that it would get hot. It would get really, really hot. Because I mean, it basically had like one cooling fan in it, and like it would just run the processor like It was just crazy. It was crazy. But it was cool, man. And it's just like, man, playing your games on the go, this'll never catch on. Nintendo's like, I disagree. And here we are now in 2017 with the Nintendo Switch, which is actually going to have Sonic Mania on it. So now I'll actually be able to take a full-fledged Sonic, it's like 16-bit style Sonic game on the go with me. And it's just like, yeah, it's full circle, man. It's literally full circle. It's like this. It's like a better version of the Nomad, and I'm happy with that. I am. Well, I'll say this: the Switch is really good unless you're playing. God, what? How did that? Okay, it's really good unless you're playing Breath of the Wild. Because if you play like Breath of the Wild, you only got like 3 hours worth of battery life. But if you play like something like Sonic Mania, I'm pretty sure that you could beat the entire game on a full charge battery. But yeah. I just think that it's funny that it is. I mean, in a way, yeah, it's coming full circle. Like, remember playing games on the Nomad? Well, now I remember playing games on the Switch. I can play a full-fledged 16-bit Sonic console game on a portable console, and I'm super happy about that. Super, super happy about that. It's just, it's amazing how, I guess, some would say, like, history repeats itself, and I feel like that's what's happening with this. And I like that. I like that. Sometimes repeating history is a good thing. Because it helps you see just how awesome things can be. And I like things that are awesome. They make me happy. Doom, 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 doom. Ugh. Just don't hit the little zip thing. There we go. But yeah, it was a cool idea, man. And Sonic and Knuckles was just a fun game, man. It had like the extended story, it had the extra enemies, it had that cool looking version of Metal Sonic. That just like, yeah, I think out of all the designs of Metal Sonic, that was probably like my favorite one. It was so cool looking. Because he was like all super spiky and everything like that, and he had like all the metal things, and he had like the cannons and everything. It's just like, it was a really cool design. Like compared to the one in Sonic 2, yeah, this Metal Sonic is much cooler than the one in Sonic 2. Why are you going that way, Sonic? Go the other way. It's like, I got butter on my shoes. I can't move forward. God, no! Okay. Sonic! I'm trying to talk good about you, and you're making... Oh, Sonic! Your slippery feet are making it difficult to run up this... There we go. Yeah! There we go. But yeah. It really sets the tone for what's to come, man. And I'm happy. It's like, a lot of people thought Sonic was done. A lot of people was like, man, he's gonna go the route of Bubsy. He's gonna go the route of, you know, Blinks the Time, Gex the Gecko. He's gonna go that route, and it sucks. He's gonna go to the wrath of like Ty the Tasmanian Tiger, but he's like, you know what? Sonic's he's a never say die kind of dude. He doesn't know when to quit. And I think that's why he's lasted so long. Because let's be honest, he's had his share of bad games. I think we can all agree on that. But he's one of those guys that's like, I'm not going to stop trying until I get it right. And I think with Sonic Mania, I think he finally got it right. And that's just, it's a cool feeling, man. It's a cool feeling to know that there's a new Sonic game coming out that's actually going to be good. Well, and I say that, and I hope it's good. Because, I mean, and again, it's not being done by, like, the Sega higher-ups. It's being done by, like, fans of Sonic. That's what it's being done by. It's being done by people who are just like, I'm a fan of Sonic. I've been a fan of him for many years. And this is just us making a game that we think that people who love classic Sonic games would like. And from everything that I've seen, everything that I've heard, they're absolutely hitting the nail on the head. No pun intended with this boss. But I just think that's really cool. But I think, since we've gone through all this nostalgia talk, I think this will be a good place to call it, guys. And in the next one, well, I guess, should I hop into Sonic CD or should I just go straight to Sonic Mania? I'm thinking, yeah. I think we should just jump into Sonic Mania next. Because Sonic CD is great. Because it has, like, a lot of the quintessential things that Sonic Mania is coming out with. So, if anything, I might do Sonic CD before I do Sonic Mania. But we gotta make sure that we give each game in the 2D style Sonic the recognition and the credibility that it deserves. You know, that way everybody can just understand and experience it for what it is, and how great they were, and how motivational they were towards the gaming world, the gaming community, and why it's so great, and why you should probably check out Sonic Mania when it comes out. Like, even if you're not a fan of Sonic the Hedgehog, even if you're not a Sonic the Hedgehog fan, that's totally fine. But I still think Sonic Mania is a game that anybody who just genuinely likes video games should try. Like, I firmly believe that. I firmly believe that it's something that if you just like video games, like, just give it a shot. I'm not trying to convert people to the Church of Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm just trying to say, if you like classic 16-bit fast-paced platformers, give it a shot. If you like that retro style feel and you want to feel like it was back in the day on the Genesis, try it. Give it a go. You never know. You might play Sonic Mania and it's like, wow, I like Sonic games. Who would have thought? Because believe me, there are a lot of people who have had nothing but the worst kind of things to say about Sonic. And they're the people who got to play the game early. And all I've heard from any person who's had anything negative to say about Sonic is just like, yeah, this is a good game. And that's a good sign. That's a really good sign. I think that's the best way to be like, you know what? It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. So, I guess, more or less, I guess I can just leave it at that. And, move on to the next video, which will more than likely probably be on, it'll probably be on Sonic CD. And then right after Sonic CD, we're gonna jump into Sonic Mania. I'm excited for it. Hopefully you guys are too, because the Blue Blur is back, man. He's back. So let's just hope that his next adventure in the third dimension is as good as his new adventure in the 2D dimension. Because it's pretty much Sega at this point was just like, we're trying this year, we're trying with 2 Sonic games. We're gonna give it a go. We're gonna give the people what they want. No more boring sidekicks, no more ridiculous story that's hard to understand and hard to follow. We're just gonna give you Sonic, we're gonna let you go fast, and then we're gonna let you create your own Sonic OC. And we're gonna give you opportunity to make your own Sonic OC. He's gonna be a part of the Sonic team, and you're gonna be right up there along the lines of the characters like Knuckles the Echidna, Big the Cat, Amy Rose, Vector the Crocodile, Mighty the Armadillo, Espio the Chameleon, Charmy Bee, Rouge the Bat, Silver and Shadow the Hedgehog. It's just, you're gonna get all that. You're gonna have all of that. Don't shoot the lasers at me, they're scary. Uh-oh. You can't zap me, I'm the fastest thing alive. It says so on the box. But yeah, so we'll crush this boss really quick, and then we'll call it. because I feel like I've yammered on enough about the blue blur. At least for this video. Because we're Sonic. We go fast, folks. That's what we do. And I like... Oh, God, I got hit finally. And I like bobbing his head when I say stuff to make it look like I'm talking. Haha! You lose, Dr. Robotnik. Now I'm coming for that booty. But, so, yeah, guys. Ooh, I'm not gonna make it. Not gonna make it. I didn't make it. God dang it. Alright. I keep saying that it's like, yeah, after this level I'll call it. But yeah, after this, I promise. After I clear this, we will call it. So I gotta focus so I don't get crushed again. Well, dang it. Where's Tails when I need him? Oh, this is useful. God, the music in this game's so good! Oh, gosh. Alright. So, that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. And in the next one, Sonic CD. Oh, God, it's a boss! See you next time!